I'd have to say my game is not changing. And I have to say that I'm still doing my clinical work, and I'm doing my musical work. And it's only that this time round, in terms of, just like I said, on a clinical work, I'm doing a community outreach program. Things that can actually impact on the community in a direct way. And on the lines of my musical career, I always had a joker in my cards. And the joker is the band. As I was doing Walawi Records events and all that, I've always had a band by my side, which is called the Walawi Band. So Walawi Band is a dear, let me say, company to me that we do live music, and mostly during this time I've really concentrated on my own music, and I'm thinking about doing my own live events and live concerts for the music. Both recorded, distributed recorded stuff, or just doing live sessions of the music that I've ever written or that I'm going to write. So we are going into live band performances, basically. I think that the opportunity, or rather the point of action where we wanted to really, that came about at that time, is that, you see, when you're going through the sessions of life, very many interactions you make. And one milestone that I've always had people at heart, and making sure that guys are living a better life around me. That has always been the epitome of the drive behind my life. And with that in mind, I was looking at areas where we live and the access that we have to healthcare. And I did just reminisce and see how many clinicians or medical providers live in our society. Then I discovered that most of us still live in this society that we claim medical services are poor. And we all cannot get employed. So what can we do about that? So we can come up with programs, centers where we can improve healthcare in our community. And I think that is what pushed me to it, that as many as we are out there, very few of us have jobs. But it does not mean that we cannot serve the community in terms of providing healthcare. We can do whatever we have to do from where we live here now. I think what you're doing in medical talk, when you're cleaning up a wound that is septic, we call it a septic wound. It means it has a lot of dead tissue. We have to do what we call debridement. Debridement is the removal of dead tissue. So what is happening at Walawi right now is this: we are removing the dead tissue, and the tissue that is still alive. And the sense of life is blood. You know, we have to scrape the dead tissue until we reach a surface where it's freshly bleeding. Then we do the care from there. So I think that is what we are doing right now. We're just removing arms of Walawi records that didn't work. Like right now, like I've just told you, we are not going to deal with so much about recording, but we are going to really embark on doing live band performances and promoting works of art for those people who can really do live band performance. If you can sing in a band, play an instrument and all that, that is what we want to see right now. So we are really focusing on live performances where we feel is a catch for promoting, even getting better earnings in terms of musical works. Yeah. On a rough scale, I think it's going to take us about 2 years. It's going to take us 2 years in phases, and at the end of about 2 years, we're going to be able to have reached a place where we're saying that this is it. Yeah. Lessons that I've learned, I think majorly there are two. One lesson is that your hair will grow back. Anytime your hair is cut, it has to grow back. And through it all, just like Samson, he had his periods in life. Alikuwa na hiyo time, alikuwa na hizo vitu ambazo zinamsukuma. Ikafika pahali he was taken over by the Philistines and they shaved his hair. But during that moment, he stayed a bit under the custody of the Philistines. But as he was staying there in his hibernation, his hair started growing back. And he got strength again. And with that one shot, he did a marvelous thing. In fact, that is the time he killed even more Philistines than his lifetime, just that one day. So I believe in these return moments are greater than the latter days, than the previous days, so to speak. And the other thing I've gotten to know is that whenever you are faced with any circumstance, and whenever you are planning even for the future, it is very key to note that these things are done progressively, very progressively. Things do not go like snap, but everything can unfold with time, and patience is a very good virtue. And if you can add something to that patience called endurance, so that you have patient endurance, everything will fall in place and work according to the plan and purpose of God over your life. Yeah. I'll do a number of things very differently. Yeah, there are key notable things that I will do, and I will not even waste time on them, because right now you already know where the execution is. Yeah, over time, like I've told you, if I knew I was going to be better at performing art than recording art, I would not have invested in recording. I would just directly, and my greatest fear was if I go into live band music, it's not going to help me so much. Very expensive and all that. But you see, cheap is expensive. So, but investing in live band music is expensive, yes, but there's return on what you're doing. Because if you're going to do music and you're paid per session, other than walking around and still pushing to peddle a CD that somebody else has already pirated and is on YouTube, you see, you don't actually have returns on what you're putting. But in terms of live performance, where you at and they're coming to listen, then you get something. So there are very key things that we've picked over time, and you come to discover that you could have done it better. I'm a person's person, in English, quote unquote, or in Swahili, what we call mtu wa watu. And I've never flourished well where there are so much constraints. But anytime I'm self-governing, I'm actually very, very productive. And even in my clinical work, I would have ventured out to be even a private practitioner from long before. If I had this mind, like back then, I would be a private practitioner from start, because I feel I'm doing even more right now, because I can wake up, talk to the community, teach, enlighten my people, and as I'm doing that, I'm actually actualizing what I've learned and I'm practicing. And even I can come up with solutions that are people-based. You see, just not coming up with forms of treatment that will not actually make an impact on the real health challenges that are in the community. So right now, I'm really feeling like taking me 20 years back, there are very nice shortcuts that I would really take in life to deliver and actualize it in a faster way. Yeah. Okay, Walawi in the next 5 years. Walawi in the next 5 years, I will have reached a good number of people in terms of health service delivery, in terms of talent and skill development. And that is what I want Walawi to be all about, to be a brand that can transform the society in terms of talent and skill management, and in terms of providing primary health care for the community. And I'm seeing myself as a leader of the in the community, and having a position where I can really influence positive change in the community. Yes. If we can go into specifics, if I can go into specifics, I am really aspiring to be MCA for Kiplombe Ward, yeah, which is in Uasin Gishu County. And I'm seeing with that position, I will be able to deliver more in terms of those two goals that I've said, that a better health system from our people and a better system to develop talent and skill for the young people of Uasin Gishu County. I've just mentioned seeing myself 5 years, and something that you also mentioned back then, that you asked me my down moments, and you asked me about how did you come out of your down moments, and I told you there's a support system, and there are people who used to check on me. Now there are young men and young women in this country or in this county who really took time. Some of them are spread out in the country, some of them are still in Uasin Gishu County, who called in and said, hey, Walawi bana, you know, we ni baba yetu bana. And whatever you're going through, we got your back. And it is this crowd of young people that at one point we've interacted in developing their talent and skill that came up with this name BUDA. It is just this, just going back, it is from this support system of these young people that they came up with that name just spontaneously, without no prior plan or that. They just came, and as in a way to just motivate, they just call me BUDA. So they would ask me, BUDA this, BUDA how would you go about A, B, C, D, which is a slang for the name Baba or Father in English. So I became BUDA to them. So they really relate to me as BUDA when they're coming for counsel, when they're coming for how to cut deals and just to make themselves better in terms of their talent and skill. They address me as BUDA. That's how we came up with the name BUDA, just to mean a father figure. You see, someone who has a stake into putting counsel into your life. Yes. So BUDA is the initiative to run primary health care in the community and to run with talent and skill development in the community. So it's an initiative that we've started. We've dubbed it BUDA, so that we can use it just to give the cream and to ice the cake about what you're doing in the community in terms of community health initiative and talent and skill management initiative. Yeah. I'm a positive person, and so if someone has gone through much and has had a very good and wonderful brand, and they wake up one day and tables have turned, and their company is going down, their kibanda is going down, their business is not working, they wake up in the morning, their boda has disappeared, somebody stole and they want to come back, they had a loan to service that, they don't know what to do. My one key advice is this: never give up. Never give up. You just move on. You don't catch hell. You just step forward and you move on. You have to go ahead. You have to go ahead. You can't stop. And I want to bless Ron Kenole wherever he is, because when he wrote that song, I think there was something in the spiritual that he was talking about. We just go ahead, we never stop. And Hebrews 10:39 says that we are not of the kind who fall back and are destroyed, but we are those who have faith and keep their souls. So protect your inside man. Don't give up. If you give up, your inside man will be destroyed. You go ahead and you forge on. Let them call you names, let them brand you, let them post you wherever they want to post you. But you just keep your eye. Tazama mbele. Usitazame nyuma. Because the mark is not behind, the mark is forward. That's what I would want to say.